All right, let's talk about dividend paying mutual funds. First thing you might wonder is, what is a dividend paying mutual fund? A dividend paying mutual fund is simply a mutual fund that is comprised of stocks that pay dividends. Now, not every stock within the fund will always pay dividends. It's usually somewhere around 60% or more of the fund has stocks that pay in dividends, and that'll be considered a dividend paying mutual fund. All right, so let's talk about the top 3 dividend paying mutual funds. I've taken notes here just to make sure I get the names right, but I will put the description below. I will put the symbols of the mutual funds so you have those in case you want to do further research. The first one is called Vanguard High Dividend Yield Index Fund. The next one is Vanguard Dividend Growth Fund. Now this fund will be more, it might pay a little bit lower dividend yield, but the stocks within the fund generally continually increase their dividends. And the last one is the Fidelity Strategic Dividend and Income Fund. Be sure to check the description for the symbols of those 3 mutual funds if you want to do further research. All right, so now let's talk about the different characteristics you need to look for in dividend paying mutual funds so you can research your own funds. The first thing is a low expense ratio. The average expense ratio as of the time doing this video is 1.01%. The 3 funds I mentioned previously all have around a 0.75 or 0.7 expense ratio, so they're lower than the average, which obviously is good. All right, the next thing you want to look for is a decent 1, 5, and 10-year return percentage for that fund. Now, not every fund will have been around for 10 years to have a 10-year track record, but basically you want to take these averages and compare them against similar funds, and that'll show you how the fund has performed in compared to very similar funds. And you obviously want to take this into account because a higher percentage is better. All right, the next thing you want to look for is funds with a lower turnover rate. And basically what a turnover rate is if it's an actively managed fund, it's when the fund manager buys and sells stocks. So if they continually add to and jump out of stocks, this could have some negative tax consequences for you, so it's not ideal. It's not a deal breaker, but it is something to consider. All right, and the last thing to look at is obviously the yield of the dividend paying mutual fund. All the funds will have slightly different holdings, so their yields might be slightly different. If dividend income, current dividend income is your goal, obviously a higher percentage yield is better, but again, it's something to take into account. Generally speaking, most dividend investing funds will be very similar in the percentage they pay, somewhere around anywhere from 2 to 3%. All right, if you like this video, please like it and click the subscribe button. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I'll be sure to answer any questions that are posted.